That's why people revert back to old habits after they accomplish the goal. And this is a yo-yo effect. So the purpose of setting goals, you guys, is to win the game. But the purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Macro Hour with Nikkiey, co-founder and brand personality of WarriorBabe, where we talk about mindset, methodologies, and tactics that will help you lose body fat, build muscle, be strong, and feel insanely confident. I am your host, Nikkiey, and welcome to episode number 2, all about forgetting about your goals and focusing on your systems instead. Now, this may be contrary to the whole new year right now, but I want to give you 4 reasons why you need to just forget about your goals and why you need to put more of your focus on your systems to get those goals instead. And like I just said, I know you're in this resolution goal setting mode right now, and that's super hype, that's super cool, but your goal can be there, but I need you to detach away from it for a second, at least for this podcast, and I'm going to explain why. So goals are all about the results you want to achieve, you guys. The systems are about the processes that will lead you to those results. So your goal for the new year may be to lose fat, to build muscle, to be more toned, have more definition. Your system is eating right. Your system is tracking the macros if you do that. Your system is consistently doing that weekly. It's drinking your water. It's getting enough sleep. It's developing your workouts and the workout schedule that you're going to commit to. Those are your systems. So many problems, you guys, arise when you spend way too much time thinking about the goals and not enough time designing and getting better at your systems. And that's what we're going to break down today. Because look, if you're maybe this is the second week of January and you're maybe last week, New Year's Day, you're like, that's it. Everything's going to change this year. I got these big goals. I'm changing my body composition. I'm building more muscle. I'm doing the right things. And when the second week of January and you didn't commit to your workout schedule that you set for yourself last week. Or we get to February and you have this goal, but you're not eating right still. You're falling back on old habits. So instead of getting down about you not following through on it, it's hey, why don't you pay attention to the systems that are going to help you get to that goal rather than paying so much attention to that goal itself? So I want to break down these 4 reasons why I want you to forget about the goals and why you should focus on your systems instead. So number 1, winners and losers, you guys. Winners and losers have the same goals. Successful and unsuccessful people share the same goals. You and I have the same goals. People who sign up for programs have the same goals. But why do some win and why do some lose? Why do some get amazing results and why do others don't? I mean, they're signing up for the same program. They have access to the same thing. So goals can't be what differentiates winners from losers. You all have these same goals, right? Everybody listening to this podcast, you guys have all of the same goals of wanting to decrease body fat, build muscle, be more toned, feel more confident within yourself. You have all of these same goals, but there's going to be a percentage of people that follow through with doing what I say to do to get to the one goal. We have the winners, and there's going to be people that fall back into losers category where they have all these things that come up and all of these things that are in their way of getting them where they want to be. So there's winners and losers. You guys have all of the same goals, but it's the systems that you implement that make the difference, that make all of the difference. So an example of why winners win is because they do the program consistently where others are inconsistent. Winners go Monday through Sunday, losers go Monday to Friday and take the weekends off. So winners take action, they optimize their systems, meaning it's okay to start taking action and fail along the way, but you optimize your system to support yourself, your lifestyle, and the achievement of your goals. That's what makes winners winners. Okay. They take the action. Winners and losers, they start taking the same action, but winners are okay with oh man, bump in the road, this isn't working for me, I need to optimize to make it a little bit better. Systems, maybe like example, meal prepping. Like somebody who maybe wants to like meal prep 5 or like 3 days a week finds that that's not sufficient enough to support their lifestyle because they're busy. So they optimize for meal prepping 1 day a week. You see what I mean? And then they optimize to make all these systems work for them, their lifestyle, and then getting to the achievement of their goal. Where losers get submerged by inaction, then like excuses as to why they can't support achieving their goals. So like meal prepping, for example, they start doing 3 days a week. And they're like, oh no, I don't have enough time to do this. I'm too busy. You know, I can't do this. See where we're shifting with winners and losers? Why winners accomplish it and losers don't. You all have the same goals, but winners are optimizing their systems to support them a little bit better so they can achieve that goal. Losers get submerged by inaction because they have all these excuses to start popping up. I don't have enough time, I'm too busy. But hey, next time you guys, if you find yourself in that category, you need to say that if you say you're too busy, just tell yourself you're not making it a priority and see how that feels. Because truthfully, like winners they want to accomplish this. They make it a priority to accomplish it. Like I shared with you guys in my last podcast in the opening of it, that at one point in my journey, I wanted so bad to achieve the results of like building muscle, decreasing body fat, having this physique that I kept seeing all over Instagram. But I also had responsibilities of life. Like I was in nursing school. I was taking care of my sick grandmother. I was working in an emergency room at a local hospital. But like I didn't get submerged by my excuses. Like I optimized my systems to make it support me, my lifestyle, and everything that I wanted to achieve. Right? So the next time that you guys say you're too busy, just tell yourself you aren't making it a priority. Okay? And then like make it a priority if you want to be a winner, because that's what winners do. Okay, so that was number one. Winners and losers have the same goals, but let me tell you, they have way different systems and they optimize those systems. That's what makes them winners. Number two, achieving a goal is only a monetary change. So right now, you're not happy. Like you made this resolution goal for yourself because you're not happy with your body, right? It's New Year's, you find a new plan or you get energy, like you're super excited to make a change for now. But if you maintain the same habits of inconsistency, eating bad, not eating enough, fearing carbs because you're going to be fat, not following through on your workout schedule, the same habits that got you in the unhappy situation to begin with will soon again make you unhappy. So you're left chasing the same outcome because you never changed the system behind it. You never built the habits that will support your goals. Instead, you stayed the same and expecting a different outcome. And that's that Einstein quote where he says, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. Like you guys can't have these goals and then all of a sudden, come the end of January, you find yourself in these same habits that got you into the same place that you started and the same unhappy. Like you have to change these habits. You have to break these patterns. So many people think that you have to change the results, but results aren't the problem. What really needs to change are the systems that cause those results. So, for example, you want to change your body. Your body isn't the problem. What got you to that body, what or how you ate, if you do or don't exercise, your sleep schedule, lack of drinking water, the lack of, not sleeping enough, the list goes on. Those are the systems that cause the body you have, and those systems are what need to change. Is this making sense? So when you solve problems at a results level, you only solve them temporarily. It's why people yo-yo through different plans and programs, right? They're only so focused on the goal. They're only so focused on the outcome. And so they start solving for that problem at that level, but it only solves it temporarily. That's why people they try all these different things. They yo-yo through different plans. They get to a goal, then they gain all the way back. They then go set off on the same goal. Then they get to the goal and then they gain all the way back, same to 6 weeks, to change the result. But after the 6 weeks are up, all the way comes back. You know what I mean? Like you probably been in this cycle before. And in order to prove for for good, you need to solve the problems at the systems level. Okay, so achieving a goal is only a monetary change. You've probably been there before and then you've gained it all back, like I said. So you have to like figure out, okay, your body is not the problem. The problem is the way you're eating, the way you're exercising, the sleep schedule, your lack of drinking water, all of these things. There's so many things that like need to be paid attention to. That's what needs to be fixed. And that's what needs to be changed. Hey, just want to drop a huge appreciation to you guys listening to the show. It means a lot. I hope you guys are enjoying it and there's so much more to come with it. If you are enjoying it, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate that tons. And also it would help this podcast reach others who need to hear these messages too. Thanks so much, guys. Let's get back to the show. So don't just focus on the goal. Again, like this whole thing is wrapping up that you need to focus on the systems that get you to that goal so that you can make it, the goal is a monetary change. Well, let's make it a freaking lifestyle. Well, the only way it's going to make it a lifestyle is that you develop the right habits. So you break all these old habits, these old patterns, these old stories you're telling yourself, and you put yourself on the right path of building these new supporting habits to get you to where you want to be. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is goals restrict your happiness. Goals restrict your happiness. And this one's like short and sweet and to the point. Like everyone thinks once I reach this goal, I will be happy. Once I have my dream body, I can be happy. Once I lose 50 pounds, I can be happy. Once I see more definition in my arms, I will be happy. Once I lose this bat wing on my tricep, I will be happy. But with that goal, mentally, you are continuously putting your happiness off until you reach that goal. That's fucking terrible. Goals create this like either or effect. You achieve it and you're successful, or you fail and you're disappointed. So what I want you to do, I want you to be happy now. So you have to develop the systems first mentality. Systems have to come first, and then your goals. And when you fall in love with the process, right? By focusing on systems, there's actually way more dopamine that happens within that process than waiting for you to achieve that goal. You don't have to be happy here. You could be happy in these small wins that you make on a daily basis. Like you got your workout done, and then you got your workout done every day that you said you were going to commit to this week. That's a fucking win. That's huge. That's a system. You tracked all your macros today, if you track macros, and you tracked it for a whole week. That's a freaking win, right? So develop the systems first mentality. And then when you fall in love with the process rather than the product, you don't have to wait to give yourself permission to be happy. You can be happy right now. So please be happy right now. Be happy this is the second week of January. You're on your way to bettering your systems, optimizing your systems to get you to where you want to be with the overall result of your goal. Okay, and then number 4, last one, and honestly, I think this one is the most important one, is the goal-oriented mind creates the yo-yo effect. I shared this with you guys in the previous podcast, where I achieved the goal and then I gained all the weight back, and then I went on to set for that same goal, and I just talked about it a couple minutes ago too as well. So the goal-oriented mind creates the yo-yo effect. Think about runners. This is a good example. Think about runners who work hard for months, but as soon as they cross the finish line, they stop training. This can also go to competitors too as well. Competitors in any aspect. For me, it was bodybuilding. And then as soon as I hit the goal and I crossed the finish line, I stopped. Or what I just said, maybe you find yourself in this bucket, those diets online, 6 weeks and the results stop. 6 weeks, you get the goal, and then you stop putting in that effort. The goal is no longer there to motivate you. When you get the goal, and I'll talk about this in later podcasts, but the weeks after getting that goal is literally the hardest thing ever, because you need to rely on discipline more than the motivation of you getting to that goal. And the discipline is what makes you fucking unstoppable. But so for those runners, bodybuilding competitors, 6 weeks to this, the goal is no longer there to motivate you. So the goal-oriented mindset creates a yo-yo effect. This is why so many people, I was just speaking to, once they get to the end of the goal, they revert back to old habits. For me, when I competed, I gained back those 25 pounds. I reverted back to all of my old habits. Candy, what? Candy was my best friend that time again. You know what I mean? You probably do too. What's like your vice? Like, I don't know, Twinkies? You know what I mean? Drinking, you know? So like, that's why people revert back to old habits after they accomplish the goal. And this is a yo-yo effect. So the purpose of setting goals, you guys, is to win the game. But the purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. This is what I mean where like in 2018, when I won the OCB Yorton Cup Championship, it's like, what are all of my systems that got me here? And how can I continue playing this game of sustainability and being realistic and keeping my body composition the way it is, like at a realistic way? Because I told you guys, like stage show body is just not realistic to maintain. But like the purpose of building the systems is to continue playing the game. And so since 2018, 2023 now, I have continued to play the game. And I share this strategy with 10,000 other women inside of the WarriorBabe communities. And we've helped, millions of people have seen our things. You know what I mean? So it's like the purpose of setting goals is to win the game, but the purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. So true long-term thinking is goalless thinking. It's not about any single accomplishment. It's about the cycle of endless refinement and continuous improvement, meaning like optimizing your systems to work for you and work the way that you can live it in a sustainable way. So if you want better results, you guys, like the moral of this whole podcast here today, if you want better results and like, you know, we're only a week into the new year, forget about setting these goals. I mean, like you can have them. They're great to have, but like, don't just focus on them because it's going to create a yo-yo effect. You're not going to be motivated once it's gone. You're going to restrict your happiness until you can get there. Only achieving this it just happens with monetary change. You got to remember like all the habits you have to change. And then like, you don't want to be a loser. You want to be a winner, right? You want to be a winner. Anybody who's listening to this podcast better want to be a winner. So forget about these goals. Like don't put all of your focus on them. Focus on your systems instead. Detach away from them and like be okay with like adapting and like changing things up and like, okay, this is what's going to work for my schedule this week. You know, I can't train 6 days a week or 5 days a week. I can only do 2 or 4. Great. That's awesome. Do that. Okay. And find what works for you. That's in alignment though. Like, you have to break the old habits, like eating like shit's not going to get you to your goal. So you have to break that habit. You have to build a better system in place and you have to implement that system. And all of the systems that you want to be implementing, they have to be in alignment with who you want to become and the goals you want to accomplish. Okay. And I have a great podcast on that topic to come. But for this today, I hope this helps you. I hope this gives you insane value, something to think about in this new year and this time where you're thinking about goals, but like, oh my God, I need to really focus on my habits. I need to double down on like, if I want this, I have to do this. And so focus on making those systems good and then optimizing them to make them better. All right, guys, if you like this podcast, please, we're not running any ads to this. This is totally just speaking to you guys, giving you guys value. So if you found value in this podcast today, please share this with a friend who could resonate with this, especially for the new year, and then share it on socials so that I can see that you guys listened to it today. At Nikkiey Stott, tag me, at WarriorBabe, tag us. And I'll see you guys for episode number 3 to come.